So welcome to HayStack Mujer TV. Your host, Rosaura, Figueroa, Mendoza, Rosa Salvaje, and we have a very special guest, Mayra Ochoa Stewart. She's an author, mother, and fellow sociologist from San Jose State. So here talking about Grow, Florecita, Grow, which she will get into more. She's doing a Kickstarter campaign for the book, and also the owner and founder of Liberated Light Herbals. So welcome, madame. Thank you so much for being here.
It's an honor to be here. I'm so excited.
Yay! Cool. Thank you. Yeah. So tell us about Grow, Florecita, Grow, children's book, but also for adults.
Yeah, it totally is for adults. I have to say that because Grow, Florecita, Grow is a bilingual book, and it represents the growth of a flower, but it's metaphorical for the growth. It's about the growth of us as humanity, as people, and it really reflects that it's in our nature to grow. And so it integrates science. So we have like the science within the book about how the growth of a flower. It's a poem, and it's bilingual, and it's also like it's here to like honor mental health and like our like emotional well-being and like uplifting us and motivating us and like reminding us of our power.
For you, why was it important to write this book?
It's important to write. So first of all, when it first came through, I have this weird thing where a lot of my inspiration and creativity comes like when I'm waking up or when I'm like writing already. Like I'll just already be writing, and then I'll just like, it's like literally like my pen just starts going. And so it's one of those things where like I literally like felt I saw myself in my need to like write, like wake up and write. And I could see myself like empowered, like I saw myself with the books out in the universe. I literally was like walking and like I saw myself like my books in stores. Like I saw myself speaking and doing this, getting interviewed, and that gave me the desire and the impulse to write. And once I started writing, I was writing, and then bam, this poem came through, and it was just interesting because. That's like where it came from. And then it's kind of like the orchestration though, right? So then from there came the thought, not immediately, but then came the thought, I can make my poetry into books, like into children's books. And it just, that thought came to, oh my gosh, Katie Wright, the illustrator of the book. I know she's an amazing artist. Like I could see her flowers, because in college she would draw and paint because she also went to San Jose State. And so I knew her artwork. I knew what it looked like, and that was the next thought of like, oh, she would be perfect. Like she would do such a good job with this. And then that led to me calling her, and that led to her being like, me reading the book to her and her literally crying because he's like, I needed to hear this right now, you know. And so that led her to be like, yeah, let's do this, you know, and really just diving into this process. It just is an idea. She was in Spain at the time, and, you know, there's no like understanding of how it was going to happen, what we were going to do, nothing. It was just like an idea. And so, but what kept guiding me was that this poem was really like reflecting my life and what I needed at the time. And it was a beautiful message that her and I like needed. And so it was like, and honestly, it's the message itself has supported us. We've had to tap into the message during this process and like remember, like when, you know, because as creators, like when we're working, creating, we don't have like, it's like sometimes it feels like we're just doing it, and there's like, what am I doing this for? There's like, why am I doing this? Like,
right.
Like,
get all depressed. Like, what is all this for?
Like, what is it? Like, what is this for? And then but then it's like that consistently. Like, the only thing driving me is like the belief in myself, and like the message was really like, everything you need is inside of you. Like, all these little messages were coming back and like reminding me, like, this is why this book is so important. It's reminding me and it has the potential of reminding all of us of our power.
Yeah.
So that's really where it came. It was like just like little like the law of attraction. Like thoughts create momentum, and so that it was like the momentum cycle of these thoughts like led to this moment.
Yeah.
So
and that's really powerful because you are a mother now, 2 years old, right? And so
yes.
This is very important for for the little ones to
yeah.
understand as early as possible, right? That you have everything within you to create whatever it is you want to create, to manifest, to bring into existence the type of lifestyle that you want to have. And as early as possible for them to understand that is better, right? Rather than them thinking that, oh, I have to work a 9 to 5, I have to like do this, I have to do the rat race. You know, that's when the real world sets in, when you start working, you know. So what would you want for the little ones to take away? Obviously, you know, we're always growing, but what would you really want them to take away to be able to learn?
We all have the power to live inspired, creative lives. We all have the power to live in an inspired way, to wake up and love our lives, to wake up and create something that we can share with the world, that people want to buy, that people want to share, people want to support. Like, we can wake up and live that life. Like, that is not a dream. Mm-hmm. That is real life. Like, that can be. And I feel like I'm little by little, like, in my head, I'm already there. Like, I'm in my zone. Yes. So to me, it's real because it's here. To others, it's not physically here. So to others, it's like not there. But I believe this, mm-hmm. and I cannot wait. I'm excited, like, to continue to prove that we can live an inspired life. So we can love it, and we can wake up, and we can, like, one thing can lead to another, and can lead to another, and things. I can meet this person, and who knows what I'll meet tomorrow, and who knows. Like, it's just that inspired life. Like, I really believe that we all have that power.
Are you listening, people? Are you listening to what she is telling you right now?
It's so true.
She is saying some truths that may go beyond your head, but you will understand if you don't right now. So you have a Kickstarter campaign.
I do.
$12,000 goal.
Yes. There's a reason for that.
Okay. How's that process been like?
Oh my gosh. It goes back to, like, what the, like, you know, because it's like, there's these, like, I feel like for me, it's like these moments, these high, like, sometimes I feel like I'm crazy because, like, there's these highs and these lows within the creative process. Sometimes I'm like, hey, can't nobody tell me nothing, you know, like, I'm about to make this money. And then sometimes I'm like, oh gosh, like, I ain't going nowhere. What the hell? You know, it's just like really these highs and lows. And sometimes I feel like I'm That's really real. Like something is off. Like I feel, but so like for me, it was like, okay, it's, you know, we can do this and we can raise this money so that we can get, because my goal is like to get the book and like the more books we buy, the cheaper we can get them. And the cheaper we can get them, the more accessible they can be for people. You know, because I have to be realistic. I don't want to do this just, I want to make money too. But at the same time, I want to honor and make it accessible. So that's where that number came in, because the more we buy, the cheaper it'll be. That's just, it's more so like.
How many copies are you trying to buy?
So we're trying to buy so there's like 5,000 copies. Or two, so there's like, they gave us 1,000, they broke it down 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, and that's just how they broke it down. I'm sure everybody breaks it down differently.
Is this a publisher that you're
So we're self-publishing.
Okay.
Here's the thing. We're self-publishing. I never approached a publisher. I don't know. I think maybe there was limiting beliefs there, but at the same time, we were in such a flow of getting this book, like creating the book. And things were like going, like we were able to collaborate, her and I, to this point. And now it's like we found this company that prints with stone paper. And so once we connected with them, we're like, oh my gosh, yes, like this aligns with everything that we, you know, we were just like, we really wanted to work with them. And so that's where that number came in, and I still have like faith that it can.
Of course.
Who knows? Like right now, I think it's like $1,400 or $1,500.
People, please, if you believe in this project, please, you got wallets, you know. And we were talking about investing, right? How do we use our money? Money is energy. Money is power. Money is a resource, right? And so, what is it that we believe in? Like, what kind of lifestyle are we trying to create? What kind of community tribe are we trying to build, right? What type of people are we trying to attract to help us in our business and our ventures? But then also, how are we going to be mindful in the investments that we make in our communities, for ourselves, for our friends, for our family, whatever it is. And so for the mothers, for the fathers out there, for anybody, for the teachers, anybody that works with children that really truly believe in this, go Kickstarter. So the Kickstarter link is at your Instagram.
Yes.
And your Instagram is Mayra Stewart. So MAYRASTEWART_. And we'll be posting it on the thing right here. It shows up usually right here in this blank space. So y'all will see it right here. So the Kickstarter, Grow, Florecita, Grow, a bilingual children's book illustrating the growth of a flower in comparison to all of our own personal growth. Key. It's for the kiddos, but it's for us adults too that may not have received that message early on, or, it's never too late to learn that,
And remind.
Yes.
Be reminded of it.
And what you said was really powerful, of waking up in the morning, being inspired, like, oh my God, I'm alive another day. I get to live another life. It made me think about Warren Buffett and how, this man, he's super rich and he likes money, but he's also, from what I understand, from what I've gathered, he also has his own values and his own principles, and he doesn't do what he does for the money. He just loves it. He loves what he does. He loves, buying companies, investing in stock. That's just what he loves. And he something that he has said in interviews and things like that is he gets up every morning, he tap dances to work because he loves it. Like he would do it probably for free, but what he does isn't, there's a lot of money to be made in that area, but that just happens to be what he loves. And so, and that could be in any sphere of life, right? Authors, folks that are creating, folks that are wanting to do something and also make a living doing it. Like it's possible to do it and make it happen. So it's very exciting to have you here speaking on your journey and like the process that it takes, the ebbs and flows, right, of creativity. And dude, I've been there. Like the Kickstarter, I'm like hella high, like, yeah, I'm gonna make all this money, like, but then it's also it's constant work, and it's also getting over the fear of self-promotion sometimes.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, oh my God, like I'm gonna bother people, like I'm gonna blah blah blah, like all these things. So there's a lot of like inner barriers to get over with the creative process, and letting people know what you're doing, because sometimes it's like it's not within my comfort zone to like let folks know, hey, this is what I'm working on, this is what I'm doing, because I don't know, like it's just it's uncomfortable sometimes.
It is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like I am aware of my weakness. I am aware, and I'm actively working on it. Like I am all about like, this is what I'm working on and this is what it is. I feel it in my heart. And then how much is it? And I'm like, like, to sell, that's like, it's like, and I like, it frustrates me because I do believe in it. So I'm aware, like maybe I'm, by me doing that, like, I'm not showing them that I really believe in it. Like, cause I'm, I don't know, I want to be able to do that. I don't know. I want to be able to step into that power of being, so that's a process for me, and I'm learning it.
Yes.
I
need to get this book called Sell or Be Sold by Grant Cardone.
Okay.
Folks.
I've heard of that.
My cousin has a book, and I read a chapter, and there was the chapter that I did read was really powerful, and it's essentially talking about how we're being sold to at all times. If you're not selling, you're buying something, from someone that's way smarter, not than you. Like, it's not a self-deprecating thing, but it's more, there's people that are out there selling stuff. Sometimes it's people sell junk food and we buy it. We buy it. We buy that shit even though it's not good for us, right? And so to understand that what we are selling has worth and value, and that we actually invested time, energy, and resources into what we're doing, and being able to come up with a price and say, you know what, this is how much the product is, is very key and powerful. And hopefully, we'll work through it together, because I'm in that process as well. And having other community members, other tribe members that are also in the same process of creating, of entrepreneurship, of wanting to build their empire, build their resources and their money. That's part of the process, right? Is selling. So hopefully we can get over it, but it's hard. It's hard. So if anybody out there has any tips, feel free to send us tips. Comments. Comments, whatever. We'll take it all, dude, because seriously, I'm trying to make money. Like, I care about the community, but I want to get my money.
And that's the thing, though, to make money and to have money is also to honor our community, because then we can support each other. That is part of it. It's energy. It's really just exchanging energy and a medium to do that.
Yeah.
And so I believe that it's obviously I want to make money, but it is for all. It's for like, especially because I know I speak for myself, because I'm like, I do carry like some intentionality, some awareness, of like who I want to support and who I'm supporting. So that's, I think that's possible too. And that's just bringing me to like this whole nother thing that I feel like I'm so grateful that this project has taught me, because I think traditional, like for my experience, I've worked for like obviously this capitalist society, and there's this like for me, I've had to deal with like that hierarchy, and like my values on my worth is on, you know, what I make and what I create, my productivity and how much I, you know, make for the company and all this stuff. And so something that I'm really grateful with my partner, Katie Reich, she's the illustrator of the book. Shout out Katie Reich, much love. Shout out, girl, Katie. Katie, so it's been interesting because it's like building relationships with business partners can be in a holistic, mindful, aware way. They can be created, like a business can really be created in a like very intentional, loving way. And the reason why I say that is because during this process, her and I are both going through our process, like limiting beliefs, resistance, contrast. We're both going through our process, and we're both in different. With a lot of the time, we're actually very aligned, but you know, there's always like we're not always aligned. And so with each other, and so it's been really interesting to like be able to like be aware within myself, like to honor her, aware of her where she's at, to honor where she's at, to like see her like as sacred. Like you are sacred, I am sacred. We're on a sacred journey. This is beyond your productivity. And then really, honestly, the things that most fascinating part about it is that we get more done that way. We get more done when we're honoring each other, and when we say, today I can't get that done. And like I think it's really been fun to work with her, because it's taught me to speak up when, like, you know, to speak like my needs and voice my vision with her, and also learn how to think before I speak, and to honor her space and honor that relationship. It's a relationship. It's a business partnership, but it's a relationship. And so that has been really fun.
That's beautiful.
To learn, and it doesn't have to be so like demanding and so evil and so, you know, I always had this
And I think us as sociologists, we're kind of cursed, right, with this little thinking of and we talked about this earlier, right? It's like, okay, wanting to take care of the community, but at what cost? You know, sometimes you give everything and then you don't have nothing else to give, right? And then also having I remember having this conversation with another friend that actually, I don't know if you ever met Carolina. She also studied sociology at San Jose State. But yeah, dude, she was very much like, you know, I study sociology, but I'm very like, I'm motivated by money. Like that's one, like she wasn't trying to knock me, but she's like, that's beautiful that you care about community, but I want to get my money. And at that time I was like so proud, like, yeah, it's all about the community, like fuck money. And it's like you get into the real world, it's like, no, goddamn, I gotta pay my bills. Like I want my own house, like I want to travel, I want to like be able to not think about it twice to give $10,000 for someone to start their business. Like I want, especially here in Hayward, it's like, I want you, like if you have an idea, okay, let's go. How can I help you? How can I invest? How can I give you that seed money, you know? So it's very key to be able to get past those barriers. And there's so much money out there in the world. There's no reason why we can't have that money, and why we can't have it, like build our own family wealth and our own personal wealth, our net worth, you know, and being able to do the things that we want to do.
And that plays into like living an inspired, creative life, like because thinking about money takes so much energy and so much of our like focus, that how can someone truly like to be able to like be inspired and creative, you have to like have your focus can't just be on like lack and my like that lack consciousness and like fear and survival. Like you when we're like, that just brings us like to the past, you know, that other like just downward spiral, instead of really just like inspiration and motivation and desire and results, and you know, like all these different things. It's like it's the opposite way. So having money, creating wealth is literally a very important component of being able to live an inspired life, and it's all connected and it's all possible. And I do believe I feel like in my scope and in my room too. Like we got this. Like it's so
You're
doable.
Do it.
It's
You're
so
gonna
doable.
Do it. $12,000. What is it, like 21 days? Totally possible. Totally possible. Totally possible.
And even then, that's the thing. Like even then, if it's not through the Kickstarter, there's so many other things like the the school district. Like we have this opportunity of going to Spain and selling the books in Spain. So there's so many
things. Is that
things.
through the connection with Katie? You said
Yes.
Katie was in Spain? Okay.
Yes. So like things, that's what I'm saying. Everything is like so many, like tapping into like our life is speaking to us. Like there are, like our life speaks to us. Like there may be like a person like in our life that we haven't talked to for so long, but there's a connect there. Like something you did 10 years ago, like you were in this space, but like tapping back into that, like there's resources around us, like so tapping into what's there right now, like not getting too freaked out about the how, because that's not going to get us anywhere, because we can only go as far as we can see and then go farther. That's an important component, but also like being open to what's in our lives already.
Yeah,
and we're tapping into resources.
We're already so blessed. One of the things I try to practice for sure is gratefulness. The fact that I have a roof over my head, food, clean water, and you start looking around and giving thanks to all the things that you have, and it's like, wow, I have actually a lot. I already have all the resources I need at my disposal to be able to use them according to how I need to use them to be successful, right? It's just a matter of really believing in myself and understanding I can do it, and it helps a lot to have a community of people that are checking in with you, holding you accountable. For me, that's my godmother, my cousins, my mom, kind of just asking here and there, like, so what are you doing, or what's up, and then doing this helps me a lot, because I get inspired by other people. It's like, dude, if you can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
If I can do it, you can do it.
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's
help each other. Let's make it happen.
Yes.
We can do it.
We can.
We can.
It's so cool. We can.
We're gonna do it.
We're doing it, and that's the
thing.
It's here, and that's the thing. Like, oh my gosh, there's such a beautiful. Oh my god, it's in my life, but like, it's such a like the ability to like tap into our imagination and to like use our thoughts. Like our thoughts are things. Like and like it's like our thoughts have momentum. Our thoughts have a magnetic pull. Our desires have a magnetic pull. We're literally just by creating, by having the picture, by being able to like stay focused on it and consistent, despite like our life feeling like it's, wherever it's at, like to be able to be consistent and to like have things to ground to, and to be able to feel the feelings, and to like use our thoughts to like as like literally like train tracks. Like our thoughts are like train tracks. They lead us, guide us. And so I think cultivating that self-development for me and the mindset, that's why it's so important in building a business. It's so important in building like anything really, because it all goes back to the self. It all goes back to our ability to be aware of where we really are. Like, what's really my focus? What am I really focused on? What do I really want? And what I could say I want something, but what are my thoughts showing me that I want? Like the fact that, for example, like let's say I could be like, I'm goal driven, all these things, but where is my focus? Like, where are my thoughts? Like, are my thoughts focused on my, like I was telling you, I'm just obsessed with this book. Like the music I listen to is about flowers, like everything, like so much of my life right now is like focused on this, like my business, that I'm not living a balanced life. I'm, and I don't say that in a negative way, because to me it's fun. To me it's exciting. To me, like my family and this book and my business, it's all connected. So it's simultaneous, it's interconnected, and so I love this. So it's not like I'm off balance, but it is my obsession. Like I am focused on it. So where's my focus? Where are my thoughts?
So the folks that may be struggling out there with starting,
right?
They have an idea, but starting, putting it into action. What would you say for folks that are having trouble with focus? It sounds like what you're doing is you're completely obsessed in terms of like, all right, I gotta get this done because you love it.
I love it.
So maybe that's part of it. But like, what else might you offer in terms of tips, advice for people that may be struggling to just focus and get the project done that they want to do?
Okay, so for me, it all starts with writing it down, like, because things can be very etheric realm, dreamy. But to me, like, the first thing for anything is like, write it down, ground it here, like, lay it on the earth. Like, this is my vision right now. Like, that's the first thing, is to be able to, like, and then have a clear, concise, like it doesn't have to be clear and concise, because it starts off foggy sometimes, and that's fine. But like, to write it down is first. And then for me, it's like mentorship, connection. Who are we hanging out with? Mm-hmm. Who's in our life? Who are we giving our energy to? It's like, it's all about, for me, well, it's not all about, but I can only speak from my experience. But for me, it was like, who's in my life? Like, for me, it was like my mentors, like one of my husband's aunts, like she does like life coach work, and she was such a like a grounding, like something that I can connect to, accountability, like process. Like reading, for me it was reading books. Yeah. For me it was listening to YouTube sometimes, like motivational speakers, like 10 hours. It sounds unrealistic, but sometimes like just headphones while I'm working, while I was doing, it was just like falling asleep to it. Like, it was really just like getting myself to a point where I could even believe that I can do this. Like, so it's like, so listening to audio, like reading books, writing it down, connecting to people that are already doing it. Like, whether it be like, get a job. If you want to open up a coffee shop, work at a coffee shop. I mean, to me, like, like for me, it was like connecting to like authors and people. Like, I would go to like this publishing companies, like meetings and stuff, and that kind of also clarified, like, I don't really want to work with the publishing company right now. Maybe, like, I don't know. And so it just, finding those connections, like, who can I connect to now? And if not, follow someone that motivates you on social media. Now we have the luxury
on the Insta.
Like, I think that's powerful too. Like, if it doesn't, if it brings you discomfort, unfollow first of all. If anything on our page, like, unfollow. But for people, like, it gives us that, like, if it motivates you, follow it. Connect to it. Like, I think there are ways to get us to, like, ground ourselves to a point where we can believe it. Team up with people who's already doing that.
Yes, exactly.
Who's already doing what you want to do.
Yeah. It sounds like a big part of it is just being immersed in it.
Immersed.
You know, believe it. If it's in your mind, if you've dreamt about it, if you really, really care about doing it, making it happen, then what actions are you taking to actually make it happen? And all of what you said is so key and so important to bringing it to life, you know, because it really is just an idea. You're creating something out of nothing. Like, you're doing magic, basically. Like, you're fucking, like, taking resources. You're an alchemist. Like, you're taking resources that weren't what they were and making them, like, stone paper. The whole thing of using stone paper, if you can explain to the people, please, like, what is that? So
that's interesting. So so stone paper is made out of stone. It's really, and it's counter to what you would think. It's actually really soft material. And it's tear resistant, it's waterproof, and it doesn't use water or trees to make, obviously. So it's like lowers the carbon footprint in making books, and so that's appealing to me, and it aligned with my vision and my values. So that felt really good.
Because everything within the book seems to be, it's aligned. Like, you use the word aligned, and that fits perfectly, you know, and it's sustainable. It's something that people could take away. And somebody said it, you vote with your lifestyle, you know, you vote with the way that you want, whatever change you want to create in the world, you do it through your lifestyle. Whatever it is you're trying to create in terms of what you're bringing to the world, your business, you know, the things that you're investing in, what you're purchasing. And you have also talked about wanting to design furniture, you know, a home, like home space, you know, supplies for the kitchen, such as cups and towels and different things like that. And I'm sure you're gonna bring in that mindset of sustainability, of protecting the earth. And you've taught, oh my God, that was so powerful, the conversation we had about the earth, right? Tierra, you know, being able to sembrar your feet, plant your feet in being grounded, you know, in la tierra, and being able to be rooted and firm and grow from there, right?
Going back to what she asked me, like, to be that's also before writing the idea down, it's important to be able to ground to the planet, to ground to this realm, and like, because like a tree, like a flower, like the roots have to ground and connect in order for it to
Sing
grow.
it, sister.
And so for us as human beings, it's the same thing. To be grounded on this earth means to grow and thrive. To feel connected and supported by this planet and love this planet means that, you know, it really does support our creative process. Because if we're not grounded, it's very, you know, airy. And it's like, you know, we can live like that and we can be creative, because I've experienced that. I'm a Libra, air sign, so I'm a dreamer. So all these dreams and these ideas are very here. It took for me to like plant it and, you know, to bring it here. And like, you know, because it's pretty and beautiful here, but like tenemos que sembrarlo, we have to plant it. It's so important.
I hear you, girl. I hear
So
you. I feel
important.
like I can relate to that because I tend to be, I think I'm very visionary and a lot of things are up here, and then the reality sets in of like, well, sometimes you have to partner up with people, and then the final product might not be what you originally thought, but you have to be willing to work with people, connect with people, network, you know, because we ourselves, you know, we have, like you mentioned earlier, you know, we have our strengths, we have our weaknesses, and there's, you know, being able to partner with people that have the strengths that we do not have is very, very key, you know, and getting over ego too is like, I don't know everything, like,
oh my gosh,
just get over your fucking self and reach out for help, talk to people that know what they're talking about, because you have your circle of competence, but other people have theirs, right? And so being able to dissolve that ego, get over yourself, breathe, you know, and really do what you really love, you know, and focus on that. So it's very exciting to hear you, you know, talk about all the things that you're working on. And so one of the things that I brought up earlier in your introduction is Liberated Light Herbals. So tell us about that process.
So Liberated Light Herbals is also something that I think it started. So it's been an interesting process because it's so many. It can. So many things, like everything, like from my life, you know, there's always many places we can pull one story from because it's all connected, like you said. But I think what really motivated me was, so I gave birth to my son in Oakland, California with Andrea Ruizquez. She's a partera in Oakland, California. Oh my, so much love. Shout out partera midwifery. And so that really, like, I think I'm so grateful for Andrea because she reminded me of the medicine that already existed in my family. And I think it was the first time I came out of my bubble when I realized, like, oh, it's very unique. Like, yes, like tapping into my mom and all her wisdom of plant medicine and plantitas, and how, you know, how I integrated it into my baby when he was born, and it was just like a reminder, like, I really grew up with this, and it was such important, you know, like, it was so powerful, and so that's where Liberated Light Herbals came from, and then it is expanded to my desire of like making it a holistic type of company, and by holistic I mean integrating like alignment of space and our, like, how our where we live is our altar, and how what we have in our home carries a frequency. Everything how we place things, for me at least, I feel like, you know, like everything has symbolism, and it speaks to us, and it really impacts and has the potential of impacting our inspiration, how we feel, and our alignment in general. So to be able to sell people beautiful things that they love and that supports them in that process, like, is my vision. I don't have the how on a lot of it, but it's like I said, I don't have to, and I'm working. Shout out to Katie Reich again, because she's been a blessing. She is like, I don't know what I don't know, and like you said, ego aside, I don't know everything. I don't know a lot. You know, like, I know stuff, but there's so much I don't know, and I'm excited to learn. And there's stuff that she knows that I don't know, and then I know that she doesn't know. And so she came up to me. She's like, "Hey, Mayra, so I see you have this beautiful company and this beautiful vision, but you know, your logos aren't that pretty." And I mean, she didn't say exactly like that, but she was like, "I think your website can be a little prettier." And I was like, "Please, like, let me know." And she's all about design. She's all about like aesthetics, and she's good at like the internet type of stuff, technology type of stuff, and that's not my strength. And so it's been really fun to partner with, like, partnerships are so important. Yes. And how, like, really being able to, and she's still working on the website, but like, we're really, and it's interesting though, because that's another thing we've learned. It's like at first we were doing it all, like the book, the business, buying the products, doing this, doing that, taking pictures. And then it was like, okay, but we need to, if we want to get something done, we have to ground it and get focused on that. So then we kind of set, we thought that we set the business aside because it's still in our consciousness and our realm and our desire, but we focused on the book.
Yes.
And so that's kind of like, and more things, that's when things like,
yes.
So immersion,
yes.
I like that word. It's true. I've had to immerse myself into this very deeply and intentionally to get to this place.
And it takes that to actually make the project come to life, because if not, then you're always constantly distracted, you know, and sometimes it is that sacrifice of letting folks know, hey, you know what, I'm actually focusing on the book right now. Or I need to focus, you know, or whatever it is. But something that you had brought up earlier regarding, you know, liberated light herbals and just herbs in general, and just what you're trying to go for in terms of helping folks through that. You know, sometimes we think that we need that permission, right?
Oh yeah.
To be able to do the things that may already be within our lineage to do, right? But we feel like we need probably like the curandera, the writer, to give us a write-off, or like the whatever it is, like the thumbs up of like, okay, girl, go do it.
We need someone to approve our dissertation.
I'm accomplished, so you can do it too. Like, you know, fucking in front of the, what do they call it? When they're getting their PhD. I want to say IBA review board, IR, I don't know what it's called. I don't know what it's called, but when they're getting their dissertation reviewed or whatever it is. But, you know, you don't need that.
No.
You know?
And it took me, it was a process for me to feel
that. Yeah, we can do whatever we want. We don't need permission. And that's actually something, shout out to Money Fresh. She does a podcast, Nencia Radio. And I remember seeing that title in like one of her podcasts. It's like, you know, not needing permission to create. Create. Do it. Do whatever you want to do. Like, just make it happen. You know, we are magical brown women that have it in our system and in our blood to be able to do that. So take an hour of your day, whatever it is you need, and write. And I love doodling. You know, that's something that kind of brings me calm sometimes. And it really just depends. Like, I love dancing. I love being able to do this, you know, shooting, editing, being able to have conversations with people, and it's coming to that place of confidence and understanding that, you know what, I am who I am, and I'm gonna create, and I'm gonna do it, you know, and so hopefully other people feel that license to be able to do that. So with you are creating, grow, Florecita, grow. Like I mentioned, the Kickstarter, $12,000 goal, and let's make it happen. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Liberated Light Herbals and Mama. So how has mamahood been?
Mamahood. I love Mark Berber so much. And it's been so interesting because, you know, that's actually been a question, like, you're a mom of a 2-year-old? Yes. Like, to honor my creative process is to honor my baby, because I'm the happiest when I'm creating and I'm like cultivating, and I'm like, that's my, like, I love it. And so for me to be able to do that for myself is like, also like, it's making me a better person, which means it's like leading into my ability to be a mom with him. And honestly, if it means I have to wake up at 4 a.m, I will wake up at 4 a.m. If it means I have to go to sleep at 12 a.m, I will go to sleep at 12 a.m. I love this. It's not sacrifice to me. Like, so that's just where I'm at. So not to say everyone has to do that, because, you know, sometimes like I do need to just be with my baby and just focus on him, and I don't want to wake up at 4 a.m, and I just not, you know, I will go, you know, I have to work, I have to do things, I have to handle, you know, other things, and but also for me it's like I have tias that support me, and my mama, like,
shout out to the tias of the world, the strong ladies in our family tree that just hold it down. I
have to like be really real with that and like honor myself for my, you know, for my ability to like be in motherhood and do this, but also like really shout out and honor the support in families and support with my family, within my family, that loves me and believes in me. And even if they don't, they love my baby, you know, and they just, you know, want to be there, and like, despite what I'm doing, you know? And so that's just, it's like having that community It takes a village, really. And then having my husband's support too. Like, he's taking care of my baby right now. He's not taking care, but he's with him right now. You know, like, he's with him right now. He's very engaged. He's present. And that's another thing. Like, I'm really blessed, and I feel really blessed. So honoring all the people in my life that are also supporting me and making this happen and being able to, I do see that, and I realize that is a very special thing that I'm blessed with, and I'm really excited.
Yeah.
So I'm supported, and it's like this desire within me I'm not gonna let anything, it's like, okay.
Yeah, dope.
Yeah.
And it's very, like I have mentioned, very inspiring to be in that energy and that within the vicinity of someone who's just so excited about a project that they're passionate about, you know, because I have my own passions, you have your own passions, but we can inspire each other through our, just the energy bolts that we receive from talking about what we're trying to do, right? And being able to bring it out into the universe. From the universe to Earth, right? And being able to watch it grow, like your book, right? And also something that I thought about when you were talking about waking up at 4 a.m, going to sleep at 12 at night. You know, that's something that I'm not a mother, but definitely that I have seen the women in my family go through in terms of that's just what it is. You're gonna your kids first, you know. But also when you have a dream and a goal, you're not gonna let. You're gonna do whatever it takes to make it happen. And I'm thinking about my cousin right now, who is gonna be. She already is, like a personal fitness health coach. Helping people with nutrition, and she has 3 kids. She works full time. She's like transitioning out of working full time into now I need to start building a client base and being able to start building that business. And really. Business comes through clients and income and being able to establish those relationships with people for them to trust in you and what you're giving them. And so it's been very, very inspiring to see her process and to understand, like, dude, if she could do it with 3 kids, married, full-time job, and she gets up at like God knows what time, 4 a.m. or whatever it is, and goes to sleep late at night studying, making sure she's getting her certification. She understands exactly what she needs to know to give people sound advice on nutrition, health, fitness, whatever it may be. Then that's what she's doing. She's like, I don't care what it takes. I'm going to do it. If I don't do it now, if I don't, for her, she has used the word sacrifice, not in the sense of she's giving up sleep, but also she'd rather do this now than 10 years down the line, whatever it is. She comes to a point of resentment, feeling resentful, wanting to blame other people because she's not living the lifestyle that she wants to live. So it's very inspiring to see folks that are just like, I want to do this and I'm going to make it happen. And I'm going to do it. So, because it inspires me. I'm like, yes, make it happen.
And I think for me too, like I don't feel mom guilt in that respect. Like I know, like I have like my sister, like there's so much guilt, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I don't feel guilty for honoring myself because I want my son to know that he can honor himself.
Exactly.
And like how better like way to teach it than for me to like embody that. So I will, that's something that I think is important for parents to also like find support, to feel like a way to release that, or like alleviate that, or release that guilt. And to really see it as like, it's, our kids may not understand it now but like we're embodying, like as long as we embody something that we're willing for, that we would like them to become, or like, I don't know, you know what I'm trying to say? Like
Did you see the movie Creed 2?
I didn't.
Okay. So there's a scene where Tessa Thompson's character, she just had the baby, and maybe like 3 days, very recently after she had the baby, she's just like, she's a musician, in the movie. So she's like, hey, I'm going to leave you our child to Creed, right? I'm going to leave you our child, and I'm going to go to the studio. I have to get out of here, like, you will be fine, And so he's kind of freaking out at first. He's like, oh my God, what am I going to do? But it's not something that you usually see. There's a lot of, at least for me in my relationship with my mom's like willing to give everything, and she wants to be there, and she has to take care of everything. And she hasn't been able to live her own life. She hasn't been able to reach her full potential in the sense of really wanting to do what she has wanted to do, because there has been so much pressure to be the perfect wife and mother that she hasn't been able to build out her own life outside of those two roles, right? And so I found it very powerful when I saw that scene in Creed 2 where she's like, I'm leaving. I need to go to the studio. I need to create music. You know, I'll be back, right? And so, and he figured it out because he's again, like, you know this better than anybody, is like, you figure it out along the way with your kid, but also being able to take your power as a woman, as an individual, as Mayra, Ochoa, before being married, before having your child, to be able to take your talents and your skills and your gifts and be able to give it to the world. So that's what's very powerful about stories where, especially mothers, right? Like, just, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah,
to make it happen.
It's so true. Yeah, I really, and I think I just realizing, like, I made it similar. My mom, like, I made a decision. I want to be able to feel like I have something that I love and like cater to myself and honor my process, and start now of like not like also creating boundaries with my son too. Like, we are two individuals. Like, I am your mother, but you are not mine. And I really feel like that's a foundation that I'm cultivating with him. It's like, I love you, and I will be here. Like, I'm always gonna love you, and I'm always gonna be here, and I'm always gonna hear you, and explaining that to him. Like for me, like, I talk to him a lot. Like, I explain these things to him. Like, I really express myself to him and like let him know, like, I'm always gonna be here, but I also need, like, where to, like, sometimes he's like, and I'm like, okay, like, you can do this, like, on your own. Like, I know he's two. My mom's like, like, but she's like, you want him to be like 5, and I'm like, no, I'm teaching him, like, we're
independence.
Like, yeah, like, we can coexist and love each other, but also like we're individual people with like, there's that's our piece. And so, and it's not just me in his life. Like, I'm his mother, but it's not just me. He has a father. He has like tias and tios and people in his life that love him, cousins and everything, friends that love him. It's not just me.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not gonna just like he's not just mine. And so that's my perspective on that.
And that independence is really good in the long run, because looking back at my childhood, my mom they were very protective. You can't do anything, you can't do this, you can't do that. And then you go out into the real world and you get your first job and it's fucking hell. It's horrific, because it's like you've been coddled your whole life, and now at 16 you're expected, go work, or else, because I can't give you money.
It's
right?
shock.
It's like, damn, what the fuck? This is the real world.
When I moved to San Jose, it was a shock. I was like, how the hell do I live? Like, how do I do this on my own?
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, it was shock. And I don't want my son to go through that.
Yeah.
The shock.
Of course.
And honestly, I don't think I couldn't be that. Like, it would drive me crazy to just be like, I don't know, I need independence.
Yeah, no, of course.
From that.
This is the 21st century, girl. Take that independence. It's all good. Yeah, so, con eso, thank you so much, dude, for being here, for telling your story, and for just telling us about the things that you're working on. It's very exciting, again, to be in the vicinity, to be near people that are creating, because I need that. I told you about wanting to build out a tribe, a community of people that are really trying to get it, people that are trying to reach the TOP, because I'm trying to get there too, in our own ways, because we have different goals and aspirations, but everything's intertwined, everything's interrelated, so the things that I want to do, the things that you want to do, ultimately serving ourselves in the sense of being able to do what we love and give our gifts to the world and also make money. But it's interrelated, because, when I need like a couch or something, I'm going to buy it from you, or whatever it is you plan on creating, right? It's like, I know Mayra, I went to school with her. I want to invest in her business, right? So, these are things that it's interrelated, and so like us being able to create and us being able to do things out in the world is very key to bringing about that change that we wish to see. You know, Gandhi talking about, you know, wanting to make changes is like, that's where you start. Like, focus on your passions. What are your gifts? Like, what do you want to give to the world? You don't have to go to Africa or to any other place. And we always, every time, you know, Africa, right? Africa's not the only place that that is going through needs. You know, we have it here in our own backyard. In Hayward, there's people that are starving, homeless, you know, people that need, right? And so being able to have that lens of wanting to help the community, but also wanting to make money through our passions. It's very key. It's true, girl. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. And I see you. I see you.
Thank you, girl.
You're
Thank you so much. So Mayra Ochoa Stewart, author, mother, sociologist. Grow, Florecita, grow. The link is, we will post the link. We'll be letting you know.
Yeah.
Liberated Light Herbals. So it's all here. It's all in your community. You know, reach out to those people that you're inspired by, that you want to learn from, that you want to connect with. If you have an idea, you don't know where to start, you know, what advice do you give to those people?
That don't know where to start. That is, let me see.
And you shared it with the writing it down, you know, visualizing all that stuff. But it's like sometimes it's like we're stuck. We're like, oh, I can never do that.
And you know, okay, when it comes to that, honestly, for me, it goes back to like there's mental health, trauma, what's in our bodies. Like for me, it's like biofield tuning is a great resource. Of body work.
Biofield tuning.
Oh, that is something that is so important.
If you can enlighten us, please.
Okay, biofield tuning, really? Okay, so that's something I actually recently started a few months ago, and it's been transformational. Really transformational. I've done so, oh my gosh, I'm not going to get into that. That's a whole other hour of my journey of like what I've done to support my trauma and and connect to this.
Very heavy stuff.
Oh my goodness.
I hear you.
But most recent thing I've done is biofield tuning. And it's the premise behind it is that we all, you know, and it really, okay, before I start, it really reminds me of limpias. You know, like I grew up like learning or hearing about limpias. I have a tia that does limpias, like, you know, you have a limpia, you know, you're a limpia. Te voy a sobar de la mollera, like let's bring your energy from your you know, fue un susto, you know, te asustaste, you know, so like we bringing the energy back to your center and your core and aligning it. So biofield tuning is similar in that the science behind it is that we all have an electromagnetic field that surrounds us. Okay, it starts with the core of our heart and it literally surrounds us all around. Okay, and then her name is it's interesting because I feel like this is more ancient than her, but Eileen McCormick, okay, I can't remember her name, but her first name is Eileen. We'll talk about it later. Maybe we can look it up right now. She did like she got her doctorate in studying biofield tuning, and then so the I guess the way that it works, this is best to my knowledge, it's like our memories live within our field. And so like there's our ancestral stream that lives within our field, so like that connects us to our ancestors and ancestry and all of that. And then there's within our field, they can literally read our life with the tuning fork from 0 to now. So because we're all emanating frequency is sound is frequency. And so the tuning fork literally I'll be laying down and she'll bring the tuning fork closer and she can literally like read, like it's fascinating, like memories come up, things come up, she's feeling, it's a beautiful story. Like look into it on YouTube. I really am probably not the best at explaining the process of it. All I can say and speak for myself is that it has been transformational.
For you, when you say that memories, Eileen
McCusick, that's her name.
Okay, cool.
So she's bringing it to the surface in the science world. So I'm really grateful for her in that sense. So you mentioned that memories come up. That is really interesting. So memories. So I've done it. I've done it 3 times already. So like literally feelings will come up, like, and those feelings connect to like our bodies. So I feel it in my body. I feel it. So like it almost is like where the memory is stored. It's fascinating. And then that memory will literally like come like. She'll be like, something occurred with and like a memory will come, and then things just like feel so like it feels like, I don't know, it just feels so powerful to connect to that memory and like support it. And there's some memories I didn't even remember, or like things that I just didn't even consider. You know, like things. It's a story. It's telling like she like will literally tell. It's storytelling and healing through a way of healing through storytelling through our biofield and using frequency and our frequency around us. And it's literally como barriendo, sweeping all the energy, because when we get scared, when we go through a trauma, the theory behind it is that our I don't know the word, there's like a science word, oh my gosh, like things like our energy like comes out here and will live around us. And so the thing is to bring back that the energy, bring it back into our body and create it as ours, and like bring it back to our center. I'm probably explaining it and butchering it really bad. But
no, I feel like you're giving a really good picture of it, because it's the first time that I have heard of it. I've definitely like the use of frequency, and I've seen Erica Badu do interviews, and she's talked about tuning forks and like, but she didn't go into biofield.
They use tuning forks.
Yeah, but these are all whatever works, you know.
Whatever
like, if
works.
you can heal, if you feel like it's helping you. We all carry our trauma, our memories, our past, you know, and sometimes that keeps us from moving forward. It's heavy, it's a heavy load. So whatever you can do to lighten that load and to heal and to feel better, you know, is very key. Yeah.
And so I really recommend like dressing, whether it be through therapy. For me, like the thing that supported me more than therapy was like ancestral means of healing, like going, like using, like, yeah, like really connecting to curanderas and really just connecting like to the limpias and connecting to like that memory of like ancestral ways of healing. That's been a huge one for me. And then there's so many things, like, oh my gosh, like I said, I can go on and on, but biofield tuning is one of the most recent ones that has been supporting me and my husband like within the past few months. And it's so cool because even his mom started doing it, his sister started doing it, so it's like almost like when. And another interesting thing about it is like one of the things, so like the right side, I don't know exactly, but like one side is like your mother, the other side is your father, like within the field, like there's a memory within there. And so when we were working on my father's side, that was really powerful. Like a lot was coming up, a lot of things like, and like a lot of forgiveness, I was able to forgive, and a lot of things like I was able to like, you know, go into that.
And then for you, forgiveness, is that a process or is that a one-time, like,
it's a process. It's a process.
Okay.
It's a process.
That's what it's been like for me.
It's a process.
Yes.
But I've already been, like, what I'm trying to say is, like, it's been a process for me. So certain things, like, it's just, like, click, click, like, things just continue to click as we go. So I'm not saying, like, but I am able, I've worked with my dad for probably literally actively 8 years on really like that, you know, my relationship with him, and I can really speak to like how much things have changed. And we can go into that like off camera, whatever, but it's been a freaking fascinating journey. So it's not like that was the moment of forgiveness. Right. It's been a journey.
I'm asking because my relationship with my dad is so it's the most influential, but there's also a love-hate relationship, and so probably the best song to describe it is There's a Thin Line Between Love and Hate by the Persuaders. It's an oldie song, and it's very so what you're talking about is very much resonating with me. It's just like the forgiveness within our family, within, you know, the people that are close to us, and being able to, just the whole process, you know. But thank you for sharing, you know, your experiences and what that has been like for you. What are just final words in general for the people that are listening, the people that are out there?
I'm really happy to be here, and I just feel so much gratitude to be on the planet with all of us. Like, we're all here with purpose and reason, and I'm really happy and excited for all of us to like really continue to live and find our ways, whatever that means. And that's really it. Like, I really am here for us to really find our way and to find that joy, to be able to release and to not necessarily go from trauma to like blissfulness, this like idea of like, oh, I'm healed, but like really understanding that it's a journey.
You're Buddha now.
Yeah, no, it's a journey.
It is a
And that
journey.
wherever we are in it,
Takes years.
It takes time.
Lifetime.
And lifetimes, I think. Honestly, I don't know. I really believe it takes a lot. And so really, I honor your journey. I honor all of our journeys. And I know one thing, I believe that we have everything we need here on this planet. You know, we can, with each other, with the planet, with all the, like, our spirit worlds, then they integrate the spirit realm. Like, we have everything we need here, and we can tap into all our resources wherever they are, everywhere around us, at all times.
You heard it here.
Mm-hmm.
Mayra Ochoa Stewart, best time New York, best time selling author, grow Florecita grow, sociologist from San Jose State. Go Spartans! Thank you so much for being here, and looking forward to having you back.
Thank you.
Yes. Peace.